because it doesn't remind me of anything. What tips does your contender opponent get from your videos? Well, one of the main things is in an interview I said he was a predictable boxer wrestler, not some southpaw karate guy. But actually, I didn't even know this until I watched his last fight, where the commentator was saying he'd had a Muay Thai record of 22-1, so he mixed it up. That was the main thing. It's actually a main thing in an interview. But then they will have seen loads from the breakdowns. It's like I love doing the breakdowns. What should I watch on fight day? Jan Can Cook cooking videos. Martin Jan is the GOAT. But yeah, Jan Can Cook. Any Chinese cooking videos are the best. What should I eat on fight day? Not Jan Can Cook recipes. It'll blow your asshole up. Have you done any jiu-jitsu competitions? Not for a while. Everyone does jiu-jitsu competitions starting out. I can get a mouse here. Let my ass run down. Mobility scooter's flying. But yeah, jiu-jitsu competitions is pretty much a must, I think, for anyone doing MMA. It's just getting a little bit of it, especially young guys, just to bridge that experience gap. Really important shit. I did a jiu-jitsu competition in November, actually. First one in like a decade. Got a few subs. Won gold in, well, it was just a no-gi absolute and a gi absolute because there wasn't many people there. Is 23 too old to start? I hate this question. I know you're doing it earnestly, but one thing is, why are you asking? Why do you need that return? Why do you need that external return? You'll get enough just by doing MMA and then see what happens. And also, Jimmy Mann was 27. Volkanovski was like 22. Should have started 3. He should have started when he was a fetus. He should have been listening to Face the Pain when he was a fetus and practicing side check kicks and any other. Nah, not Stockton. I'd have got Stockton. I'm in sunny Boro. It's a nice day. Lovely weather. Am I a black belt? No, I'm a purple belt. I'm a purple Aki belt. Yeah, just cutting through because it's a bit quieter than Linney Road. Parents too strict. Boro stinks. Hartlepool is better. Now I think Hartlepool, the Hartlepool Marina looks nicer, but in terms of actual orders, you'll smell more stuff about Hartlepool. Seaton's better than Hartlepool. If you can stay in one of them, I'd stay in Seaton. Seaton has an arcade that's got Sega Rally 3 arcade machine, which means it's a really good arcade. If an arcade doesn't have a Sega Rally machine, it's fucking shite. Hartlepool is named Party Pool for a reason. Not if it's on a sat-nav, then it's called Hartlepool. If it's a sat-nav, it's Hartlepool. Hummels? You mean hummus? Thanks for whatever that rose is. Can Bilal be double champ? Yeah, he's got the biggest eyes in the sport. Favourite Cage Warriors champ. What, my favourite Cage Warriors champ? Well, my favourite Cage Warriors champ, Jai Herbert. I'd put Jai Herbert really high up. Some of the most beautiful straight punching in the sport's history. Mason Jones, you know, he did the champ thing, possibly with stiffer competition, although Ivan Bushinger is an incredible opponent. Really underrated fight from Conor McGregor's career. Bushinger's a really good one. And Chris Fishgold, he's got the most defences. He defended it 3 times. It's like I've got 2 defences. I haven't finished them both. He's got 3 defences. I think he finished everyone who fought in Cage Warriors. Thanks for the Compliments. Boxing is crisp, same as Harry. I'd say Harry's a better striker than me. 100%. He is champ. Come May 25th. You think you can ever make it to UFC? Yeah? Contenders again soon. Fucking loud ass construction. I'm gonna try UFC again at some point. If Contender Series come up, I would try it again. I need the redemption. What's the connection like? I can't see what the connection's like because it's spamming this fucking gift nonsense. If Reese McEwen, do you think Reese McEwen should get another title shot if he wins on April 20th? Possibly. It depends what we want to do. What's your tips to starting MMA? I've got 2 years boxing experience. Just go in empty-minded and grapple fucking loads and kickbox fucking loads. Do it all fucking loads. I would normally say build up a physical base, but you've already got a good physical base just from boxing. In terms of other stuff, work on pulling strength. And don't just rage into it straight away. And you don't have to completely adapt everything. You don't have to be like, I need to do MMA footwork now. Your boxing footwork will be good with small adjustments. And have faith in whatever your boxing style is. If you fight in tight with high guard, you don't have to abandon it. If you're fleet-footed and point scorer, you don't have to abandon it. How's the jaw? Mondeo, man. Zoom in. The jaw's alright. It's still a bit tight. I've had a completely liquid lunch. I had a litre of chocolate fudge milk from Heron. And what the fuck else is that? A large latte. Next Contender Series, I'm putting 1k on you. Give 1,000. Well, give 1,000. Give a k to someone struggling. Don't give it to gambling people. That will teach you UFC belonging. Watch Roadhouse. I've only recently just watched the original Roadhouse. It's an incredible film. I couldn't care less about the new one until I saw the scene with the sandwiches. I walk the streets of Japan until I get lost, 'cause it doesn't remind me of anything. Thoughts on Boro this season? I think Ekiog is the best player in the team. Ekiog is just brilliant. Ekiog and Downing, you can't beat him. How long until they let you train again? So 3 weeks tomorrow, I should be able to do some contact, but it's all depending on the state of the recovery. I'm going to end up walking down some fucking dodgy street here. Give a shout out to Dunk Cannon in Wexford. Who is Dunk Cannon? How much is the MFA membership? £50 a month. Or £5 a class. That covers everything. Everything involved in the membership. There's no extra charges or nonsense. Going back on Dana White's Contender Series could happen. Could very well happen. There was a guy in Contender Series last year who was fighting in Contender Series and he hadn't fought for 2 years before that. And his last fight was on Contender Series. So you never know. Umbasa, the Cosm, and Allah will decide where I end up. I just have to be yourself. Chris Cornell says that's all you can do. Do you still hold the belt? Yeah, it's still sat in the corner of my room under a keyboard and some almonds and some goji berries. If it needs to have an interim, could very well happen. It depends on the jaw recovery. Maybe I'm back for late June or July. Let's see. I'm just keeping myself well in shape. Is there anywhere in Boro you would recommend for a beginner wanting to start Muay Thai? Now, I don't know about pure Muay Thai gyms. We have Muay Thai on at MFA and boxing, which will help you to it. I don't know where the pure Muay Thai gyms are. I would have recommended Cooper's gym in Redcar, but Jack Cooper has been pinging people about on Thai fight. Living his best life. What a legend. But yeah, We do Muay Thai. We do Muay Thai 1-to-1s as well. Where the fuck am I headed? I've probably chosen the worst route here. Knockout or submission? Submission's the best. When I submitted Right Said Fred, Mr. Sexy Czech Republic man, I submitted him, and the priority in all the positions of that fight camp was damage. Like, whenever I get to a position, it's not about submission, it's about damage. But I jumped on a guillotine after landing a knee, and I was talking to my coach Peter after, and I was like, yeah, I was jumping on the guillotine too much, focused too much on the submission. But he says, when you're given the option, because he's done it before, between like smashing strikes into someone, or you get that submission where they just tap and it's done, you feel much better the tapping it done. The Damian Maia. I'm a purple belt in BJJ. Submission's more satisfying, I think, because I don't know, lucky submission is less of a thing. It's like someone who's 2-0 in MMA has this small chance, if they fought Islam Makhachev, of closing their eyes, swinging a left hook, and possibly catching Makhachev at the right spot and chinning him. It's a small chance, but it's a chance. If someone's a 2-0 in MMA, likely they don't even have that chance to take Makhachev down, control him, ground and pound him, take away his base, take away his options, and then submit him. It doesn't happen. Thoughts on Whittaker versus Chimaev? I hope Whittaker jabs him and boxes rings around him, which, to be honest, I don't know how many rounds it is. I hope it's 5 rounds. I just want to see Chimaev suffer through 5 rounds. Obviously, Chimaev could just land something stupid in the first round. He could just wrestle him down. But to see Whittaker against a gassed Chimaev jabbing fuck out of him and hitting him with front kicks and left hooks and stuff would be a thing of beauty, worthy of the gods. 5 rounds, pretty sure. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, it's 5 rounds. Yes. Thoughts on Zabit Magomed Shapirov? Again, another one who was saved by never having 5 rounds to deal with. But incredible highlight reel, incredible array of techniques. Some of it was a bit, finding a word that didn't get me, shadow man. A bit just lashy outy, a bit crazy. But I've heard he's a doctor now, and if we know anything, we know that the world needs more doctors than it needs MMA fighters. When's the next fight? I don't know. June, July? It all depends on the recovery of my mush. A fight you thought was easier than it would be for you, the last one. I thought I'd fought that kind of fight many times in my career, and people were kind of echoing this. A boxer wrestler, I'll break him down and gas him and hit him with shots, but he was just never there and he fought completely different. You're my sunshine, George? Well, you're my prostate. UFC 300 is a good card, based solely on Jim Miller being on it. They could have put any dog shit on UFC 300, but as long as Jim Miller's on it, it's a good card. Oh, you think UFC 300 is a good card or underwhelming? I do think it's a good card. I think Jim Miller will get another finish. I don't know how this Pereira Hill fight's going to be. I can see it being a nice technical fight that's, by all accounts, a stinker for most fans. Do you think Chimaev was exposed in the Usman fight in Burns? No, I don't think he was exposed. I think that's very clear what his style is. And it's going to have those shortcomings. If you go crazy, yeah, he looked amazing and he did damage to all of them. He did damage to Usman and had really dominant stretches. Did damage to Burns. But he didn't have the experience of the shot selection to make the best use of it. And yeah, he's kind of got a Ronda Rousey effect. Like when Ronda Rousey fought Holly Holm, she wasn't exposed. It's just part of that style. Hello, am I okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Just having a nice walk. It's a sunny day. I could have gotten a lift home off Harry, but I've decided to walk and talk to you people. Who do you think is going to take Khamzat Chimaev or Robert Whittaker? I think Robert Whittaker's going to win that one. It's conceivable that Chimaev lands a right hand, some awkward right. That's probably the shot for Chimaev. picking the Dricus Duplicus right hand. Just stand southpaw and spam the right hand as Whittaker leaps in. Is this my green man? Who knows? Have you had a student that shocked you how good they were when you first started training? Yeah, I've had loads of students who were just shockingly good the first time. But then I've had loads of students who you think would never pick it up, but then do. And then I've had loads of students who are just incredibly athletic. Loads of buses and shit. Incredibly athletic, pick things up really quick, but just can't stay with it. That's a big defining factor. You've got to be consistent, and that depends with how much it just fuses out of you. Don't you think Hamzat just wrestles Robert into a decision? There's no fucking way he wrestles Robert into a decision over 5 rounds. He might take him down. If he goes all out, he could definitely take him down in round 1, maybe 2. But Robert Whittaker has really good wrestling, really good defense, and really good get-ups. He's not doing that to 5 rounds for Whittaker. I think Hamzat needs to finish him. He needs to catch him in some choke early, or he needs to ping him with a right hand. I think if he lands a right hand, it'll be some quite awkward southpaw right hand. Do you think... I don't know what these fucking beans are. Leaf is good recovery after sparring. Yeah, eat your greens. Whoa, fucking hell. Got some farts here. That's what happens. Dalton Whittaker's takedown defense, really good. And he builds, the Jacare fight is a really good example. Jacare is really good on the back. He took him down, but then he built up and he's really calm as he quad pods, transitions from the quad pod to the hand fight really well. Big fan of everywhere Whittaker fights. But yeah, eat your greens. Green vegetables are really good after sparring. Have you ever been in any altercations outside of the cage? I got in one fight at school, in primary school, and then the lad turned out to be gay or something. I don't know. Chimaev can take DDP. I would see him really struggling over 5 rounds with DDP, trying to wrestle someone big as that. I might catch him with the right hand again. Chimaev's striking is very much that right hand's thudding and it's horrible, but he's got no left hand yet. He doesn't mix in any elbows or knees the way a Shavkat does. It's almost like he's got a puncher's and wrestler's chance against the best in the division, but across 5 rounds, I struggle to see him doing the business. Can you imagine Hamzat losing though? 100%, fucking 100%. If you've seen someone gas against someone who took a fight on 8 days' notice, imagine one of these big middleweights. Oh yeah, see someone gas against a welterweight who took a fight on 8 days' notice. I can easily see him losing to a really good middleweight who's fresh, someone who's been through 5 rounds, like a Bobby Knuckles, like a Dricus Duplicus, and then just pinging fuck out of him when he's gassed himself, almost panic wrestling. Hamzat loses to Bobby Knuckles. Fully agree. Fully agree. What the fuck did I just tap? No idea. Rob's last finish was 2017. Do you think he finishes him or goes to decision? Depends how gassed Hamzat gets. But even if he's gassed, he might just stay smart and just jab and calf kick. Turns out his calf kick's really good when he's fighting someone in close stance. Who beats Islam Makhachev at lightweight? It's hard to pick against him in any situation because he fights so intelligently and he's got those good weapons on the feet and on the ground. Sarukian's looking really good. Oliveira, possibly if it's not in Abu Dhabi. If it's in Abu Dhabi, the only guy I think can beat Makhachev if it's in Abu Dhabi is Sarukian. Please ring Dana and get on the UK card, or are you still injured? Well, I don't have his number. Maybe you do, Munro. So you can give that to me. But I'm still injured. Most boring division for me, it's flyweight. So I used to be the big nerd on flyweight and watch every single scramble that happened in a flyweight fight. Every single scramble. Dustin Ortiz is a boyo. I remember some sick fights. Dustin Ortiz versus Red Borg. Dustin Ortiz versus Brandon Moreno. Amazing fights, and I just kept track of every single flyweight fight. But it's hard to One flyweight's fantastic. It's alright. Dustin Ortiz has the fastest flyweight KO, doesn't he? I think he does, yeah. Rob gets work. Hamzat's grappling, wrestling is leveled above everyone in the UFC. Yeah, it's really good, but if you might murder someone with grappling positions for a round, but you might get knackered, which he does consistently in fights. He gets knackered, so you can't pick him to murder everyone, especially upper weight class, where it's not going to be that easy to do. It's going to take way more energy. How do you think McGregor's return is going to end up? I think McGregor will be fading, but he won't get whoever he fights. He won't finish him in the first. He'll be fading by round 2, and then between the end of round 2 and round 3, someone will give him some sandwiches, and he'll be ready, and he'll knock the guy out with a golf club. What do you think about Volk's last fight? I thought Topuria did so much with just that one simple feint, and I still want to make a video on it. He did this feint that's brilliant, that set him into position for left hand, right hand, and either cover distance if you need to get in, or back off if you needed to back off. And then Volk had good weapons, but he was getting figured out. He had been knocked out not too long before that, but I think he would have got knocked out anyway by those shots. McGregor will be bigger and slower. He's never got a finish after third round. Yeah. The time is 1:28. But yeah, he's never got a finish past the third round, but no one's ever given him sandwiches between rounds 2 and 3. Think about it with your brain. He's fucking famished. Topuria, Islam? Islam. I think Topuria's tools are really good, but they are very biased towards the closed stance. Calf kicks, shoulder rolling, this kind of thing. Obviously you can fight southpaws, obviously, but his most effective tools are biased towards the closed stance. Open stance matchup. Makhachev's left leg is fucking huge. Topuria has openings for the left high kick, as we've seen. Makhachev can bang them in. I don't know if anyone can hear because there's a lot of fucking buses. I'm on a quiet street soon. Yeah, obviously I picked Makhachev for that one. What should I do for training while I have ringworm? Well, stay away from contact, stay away from the gym, but nothing's stopping you doing bodyweight training. Before you can control anyone else's body, you have to control your own. Stay off the mat, do push-ups, stay in like a space that you don't want to get dirty. Go in the garden and crawl, do squats, solo drills. If Khabib and McGregor have rematch, who do you think will win? Well, they're not going to have a rematch. Yeah, do you lift weights? Yeah, every day I lift weights. Well, apart from Sunday, but every day I crawl. Everyone should crawl and carry things. The two most underrated exercises are crawls and carries. Do you think Makhachev could head kick Ilia Topuria similar to the Volk fight? Yeah, similar to the Jai Herbert fight. He took that left shin big. What does crawling do to you if you do it every day? Well, then you have to look at XP movement. It's probably the only page on TikTok I look at. There's XP movement, who does crawling every day and all sorts of stuff. He's a beast. And then I look at Kalani Ghost Hunter's food reviews. That's all that's worthwhile that I watch on TikTok. So go check them out. Lunges and mountain climbers? Yeah, they're alright. I don't feel like lunges, especially forward lunges, are the exercise you can do every single day. I think you'd struggle to do them every day. Like, you might make your knees quite sore if you did them every single day. Mountain climbs are alright. Thoughts on crawling in the bike lane? Do it. You know, cyclists, generally, when they're not in a cycle lane, behave like sheer mongoloids. So take their bike lane and crawl around in it. How do you break your jaw? Just a bad time kick as you went for a takedown? I wasn't going for a takedown, it was just a question mark kick and it slapped. I think it was at a weird range. I was playing like a loosey-goosey karate in the garage style, and it just pinged. I think my jaw was just relaxed, where I need to stay Miguel Torres nose breathing. Right, my knees are kind of jacked. Yeah, forward lunges, not the best for your knees. Forward lunges are good. There was also a Stu McGill thing where he was talking about a netballer who was addicted to lunges. Maybe she wanted that lunge booty. But then started having a really lax hip bone that would just flex from side to side, even on just manipulation with the hands. So, yeah, you want to watch out for that. Tony Ferguson, before the Paddy Pimblett fight, was doing this Goggins Hell Week, and then is complaining after the fight, saying, well, you know, I lost, but I had a knee injury. I'm like, manage it fucking better then. Don't do 1 million miles of running and 12 million forward lunges. Weirdest fan experience. Well, I saw someone who just, like, I'm low down the tiers of internet person. Very low down the tiers. I'm not any great shakes. But I bumped into someone outside at Heron or something. He said, are you George Hardwick? And I said, yes. And he just started breathing funny. He didn't ask when you're fighting next. He didn't shake my hand, say for a picture or anything. He just went, are you George Hardwick? And I went, yeah. And then he just started going and walked off. It was the most awkward shit ever. He was acting like I'm fucking Handel and I've just written the Messiah. Who done your jaw exposing? Nah, I ain't like that. Never lose faith in you, fam. You're gonna be the GOAT. Being the GOAT just means expressing yourself. Truth to yourself. Got a bigger following than most UFC fighters. Yeah, some UFC fighters haven't really done that side of it and don't really know how to do content. But then again, I've done fuck all for 6 months content-wise. I don't really know how to do it anymore. I just need to find some stuff to break down. Usman or GSP? Oh, that's a tricky question. Now, any MMA fanboy is going to just cream themselves and go GSP. But if they fought, I think the stance switching and hand fighting of Usman and his ability to throw quite non-committal shots that have a huge sting on them, I think Usman would beat if they fought. Charles versus Arman? I think Charles is motivated. Ooh, I'm going to go Charles actually, yeah. But whenever I bet on Charles, I mean I don't actually bet because I don't gamble. I'm not a big gambling man. Yeah, he loses. So if I say bet on Charles, bet on the other guy. Was 7-Eleven really the best food you all had in the US, or you bro trolling? See, in terms of value for money, yeah, so much stuff was overcharged as fuck in America. They'd be like, this is $18 for this mess of whatever. And it's like, it's just loads of cheap ingredients. It's no good. And it's like, well, if you just charge for a smaller, everyone would buy the small, and then you couldn't charge them 20 quid for a load of cheap ass ingredients you want to get off your hands. Now, the actual best food I had in America was Indonesian. When I stayed with the Nasi Goreng gang, the film crew at MMA Fight Academy, all Indonesian. Oh, best food I ever had. Glad I wasn't cutting weight. GSP would definitely better fighter than Usman. I think accomplishment-wise, you've got to go GSP. I think if they fought, Usman would win. When are you thinking of fighting again? June or July? Fuck knows when. If you want to win a bet, it's Jake Paul versus any old MMA head. Yeah. Or old boxing head. You reckon he's gonna fucking do Mike Tyson? Who knows? What are these other options? I've not played around with it live. What the fuck does interact mean? Quick poll. Oh, I'd have to do something good for a quick poll. But yeah, he's probably gonna knock out Tyson. And it'll be a shame. It's, you know, Jake Paul probably has a better chemist. Mike Tyson's chemist is probably really good. The fight's off. Brilliant. They will have still managed to monetize all the click engagement bait from the little bit of headlinery that they've done. Let me look at these interact options. Lightning Q&A. Text poll, quick poll, drawn guess. These are lame. Jake Paul calling out Canelo. I mean, I would actually like to see that one, but not more than I'd enjoy watching Canelo box boxers. Canelo Charlo fight. The first time I had an edible. Probably not the only time. But if I'm in California or Nevada again, it's going to be edible o'clock. Best boxer in the UFC. I mean, it all depends matchup wise, but in terms of just a broad set of skills, in terms of landing shots and not getting hit right at the minute, Ilia Topuria is a really good one. Or Leon Edwards, even though I'd probably say Leon Edwards is more like a best Muay Thai type guy. Mr. Hardwick, any chocolate milk today? I had a litre of chocolate fudge milk from Heron after my 2.5 hour training session. Big training session this morning. Can I cut through this way? I've never been these streets. It's probably because I've had a litre of flavoured milk every day. Tesco chocolate milk, Tesco banana milk, and Heron chocolate fudge milk. The Heron chocolate fudge milk was the best, but it was the most spenny. It was £1.29. How was your first time in the USA? Well, the first time in the USA was a family holiday to New York, and apparently New York's gotten a lot worse since I went. I don't think I'm responsible. Other than that, the second time was a trip to Vegas for the media of Dana White's Contender Series, where I probably spent more time in airports on the plane. I was alright. The second time I was longer in Vegas and just the novelty of it wore off. And then I had a road trip after. The third time was a good training trip in San Diego with all kinds of stuff going about. Would you go for any other organisation like One Championship or PFL? One Championship, I'd never consider it. There's so much going out. You know, if you've got Hiroki Akimoto, who is, you know, like One Championship, it's a home gym show. It's a home gym. It's like for Evolve guys. And if you've got a guy who's a training guy, competitor from Evolve MMA, and even he doesn't want to fight in one anymore because the contracts are bizarre and crazy, you know something's up. You're still training with Peter Irvin every week. You know, I can't grapple at the minute, but every Wednesday I go and train with Peter Irvin and Dr. Richard Sonam. I can't grapple and do the contact, so I just watch and take notes and maybe do some grip training. Would you go where the money is? Or the UFC? UFC is a big dream, just them 3 letters, but good offer's a good offer. McGregor's son or Shevchenko's daughter? McGregor's son. I don't know enough about Shevchenko's daughter, but then again, it's a different culture. Shevchenko's daughter's probably on all sorts of balmy shit, like one of them reels you see of some girl in the fucking forests doing combinations on a fucking tree. Do you have a favourite MMA journalist with the fresh but still few personalities? Nina, the Schmo. Well, the best MMA journalists are the ones digging dirt on people who aren't really trying to be content creators making money, but like some of the guys from MMA Fighting. I'm more into analysts than journalists, and the best analysts are Jack Slack, Eric Matty. MMA Guru has some nice stuff. When's Harry fighting next? He's fighting for the featherweight title in Toon, Newcastle. The secret unlockable level from Driver on PS1. And he's fighting there on May 25th. Now, when he fights before turning pro is enough. It's different for different people. I only had about, in every sport, I had about 9. Amateur MMA and kickboxing and Muay Thai, plus some grappling competitions. Some people can do less. I'm fighting an Almighty this weekend. Any tips for my first weight cut tonight? Well, if you've had something you've been doing for recovery in camp, like hot baths or saunas, try and use the same one that you used to. If you're used to saunas, use saunas. If you're used to hot baths, use hot baths. Don't suddenly mix it up. Depending on how much weight you have, don't try and just hammer through it as quick as possible. Take your time. How many cartons of chocolate milk to turn pro in MMA? 12 or 13. Where are you walking to? I might pop into Lidl. Fucking hell, it's loud again. Sick clip of Sammy Sulek in a Lidl, not understanding British nutrition labels. Which is better, beer or beards? I'm trying to grow a beard. But I don't condone of beer. Alcohol is haram. I meant interviews specifically, since most say it's a shit part of the job. I never watch any interviews. Have you ever trained at Fish Tank and see him? Yeah, it's been a little while, but I've had some good spars there and had some good training. I end up training with a fair few of the Fish Tank guys at Northeast Jiu-Jitsu, because when I'm doing contact training, that's the regular on Tuesday. Favourite Japanese car? Toyota Supra, Toyota MR2, Nissan Skyline. Yeah, probably them. Mazda MX-5. If someone is starting MMA, should they do a beginner's class or just join up? Well, depends how the gym is laid up. If it's not a very busy gym, they might have it as an all mixed class. We used to be like that in MFA, but then it got too busy, and there's like, on a Monday night we'll have, especially once Ramadan finishes, we'll get like 30 people on the mat in the under 16s, 30 people on the mats in the beginners to intermediate, and then 20 or so in the competitors class. So we can't really fix to do it all in one. So if you came to us and you've never done it before, we would just put you into the 6 o'clock class, which goes a long way. Did you get anything on Noiri leaving K1? I've seen the headline, but I don't know where he's moving to. I hope he doesn't go to... I think if he goes to 1 and 1 get him fights consistently, brilliant. If he goes to 1 and 1 shelf him because they're fucking all over the place, I'm going to tantrum my tits off. Do you ever train at Fight Academy Ireland? No, I've never trained there. I ain't falling for that. Boro is full of honest heroes. How do I start fighting MMA or kickboxing? I don't know, I just want to fight. I'm ready, I'm mates with former champs. You're mates with former champs? Have you trained with former champs? And do your former champ mates have gyms? If your former champ mates have gyms, just go to their gyms and fucking train. And they'll sort it out. If not, go to another gym where the kickboxing coaches. Train under them relentlessly and they'll sort it out. Have you trained at Balance MMA? No, I haven't, but Richard Dale is an OG. He's part of the fibre of Northeast Mixed Martial Arts. Such an important part of the fibre of Northeast Martial Arts. What do you think about Chimaev versus Whittaker? Chimaev, I don't think he dusts him. I think Whittaker just bops him all over once he guesses. If Chachi wastes Noiri's last good years, I'm committing seppuku. Me too. We'll use it with a pair of novelty scissors that town mayors use to open swimming baths. Who are you looking forward to seeing on the card this weekend? Jordan Vachenik, really smart fighter. I really like just the energy he gives off since that Hughes fight. He's not about, there was that interview where he's just saying, I'm not about scrapping, I'm not about entertaining, I'm about getting the win. And I've found it more interesting, more entertaining, and I really like his grappling. His grappling is so sick, his Muay Thai. He's kind of a bit like classic John Jones style, just long kickboxing with really good fucking kicks, and then his grappling looks heavy as fuck. I want to train with him again. Opinion on Greggs. I used to be Team Greggs, but Greggs is corporation food. Every year they get more expensive. Every year they take 1.5 millimeters off of the tuna mayo sandwiches and stotties. They take the filling out. So Greggs, it's corporation scran, man. Especially when it's close to... See, Greggs, if you go to a big city like London or something, the value is a bit better. Greggs, if you're in Boro, shit value. Get to a greasy spoon and get some real scran. It's bad value as well as Greggs, because you'll have it, you'll pay like £5 for it, and then you'll suddenly be hungry in less than 70 minutes time and you'll eat something more. You're the only one not getting sound? I don't know. Do people have sound? I'm walking past a busy road. Opinion on Thomas the Baker's. I like a Thomas the Baker. Yeah, it's only you doing that sound roll. I like Thomas the Baker's. The chocolate orange toffee Danish is banging. It's a little bit more expensive than Greggs, but you actually get proper portions and proper fillings. Yeah, it's just windy. It's windy and I'm next to a busy road near a Lidl. you think grounded knees should be legal? Yes. Not soccer kicks, because we don't want to see someone get killed, getting their face soccer kicked against a fence, like it's some Yakuza Kiwami Heat move. But knees, 100%. And if they should just change the grounded rule. They could change the grounded rule, and I've got the solution. The grounded rule is bullshit. But if they want to change it, just make it an elbow or a knee. No one's going to play the game by touching their elbow to the mat, unless they can do that Ido Portal knees to toe stretch. Fucking revving it, mate. Have you been to Thailand? If you have, would you go again? If not, would you for a camp? No. I would go to Thailand for a holiday and do some Muay Thai. I wouldn't go to Thailand to train seriously, because I might get a staph infection that takes my leg away and kills me. It's insane. I don't know a single person who hasn't had staph or ringworm or something pink eye, something horrible from training in Thailand. Did you see Kaito versus Pet Moricott in shoot boxing? No, I haven't. I'm well backlogged in shoot boxing. Same day weight cuts for amateurs. Same day weigh-ins is the peak. Same day weigh-ins should be the way for amateurs. What's bollocks is amateurs having to stay over and do full-on pro weight cuts for amateur fights, and then having like 2 fights a year when they're at amateurs. It's fucking bullshit. They should be fighting consistently. I had 2 fights in a week when I was amateur, and then did a grappling competition like 2 weeks after. It's ridiculous. There should all be same day weigh-ins, and if you cut, you're a numpty, and you deserve to get fucked up. Are you in Middlesbrough? Yeah, I'm popping over a little. And to say I saw soccer, yeah, it's a dangerous sport. Is soccer, football. Almost as dangerous as playing Pro Evolution Soccer 2008. Oh, what about CSAC versus 1FC weight cut protocols? See, 1FC's weight cut protocol is a myth, and everyone yes, wrestling is on. Wrestling is on as usual, taken by the legendary Abdul Muhammad. But 1FC's weight cutting protocol is a fucking myth. Everyone fails hydration tests and then they do nothing about it. What is the point? Just apathy, browse through Lidl, see what we see. Oh, flip. I think there's a way to flip the camera. Flip camera. Whee. The shoe that breathes. Is everyone on steroids? No. And there's a lot of people who claim everyone's on steroids but don't know how to do basic training. Yeah, don't trust Chartry. Can't chew none of this. It's Ramadan, lad? Yeah, but I don't have to wait till iftar. I didn't know fasting in the hospital. What the fuck did I just press? Might get one of them milky coffees, but I'm coffeeed up the wazoo. Best item from bakery? I like the pesto pizzas. Wow, we got cheap tuna. How much is that? Might get that. It's 60 pence. Might ruin my butt though. Yeah, but the Diaz brothers trained with people on steroids. How many people on steroids did the Diaz brothers train with? Melendez and Shields? What's it called? I can't chew garlic bread. Why would I get garlic bread if I can't chew it? If I get garlic bread, I've got to put it underneath the pasta until it melts and dissolvitates. Morrison's egg and bacon sandwich is undefeated. Is that from the meal deal or is that from the cafe? Favourite submission, arm triangle. Jacare Souza arm triangle. Just anything Jacare Souza does is my favourite submission. Triangle. Jacare Souza arm triangle. Just anything Jacare Souza does is my favourite submission.